welcome, True Sky Libra, to your reading for the month of July. So currently we do have the sun in True Sky Gemini, and the decks that I'm using for the transit of True Sky Gemini are kind of like fairy or folklore or that kind of theme. And the first deck that I have here spread out, so I've already shuffled and cleansed the decks and the space, and the first deck is the Mystic Fairy Tarot, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Pentacles for you. So the shadow energy of the month will have a resource kind of summing up energy. So this month will be a month where you may look at past financial habits, ways that you have spent your resources, and look at what has worked out for you and what hasn't, and try to go forward with those ideas that are more beneficial. And interesting that your first card is the Justice card. So if there is a card, I mean, there are Libran cards, but Justice is very much linked with Libra. So interesting, it's your first card for the month. And we do have that True Sky Gemini energy at the moment. So obviously there is already that air sign dominance with the sun in True Sky Gemini, which could be easily trining your Libra placements. So interesting, there may be this month a sense of justice in your life. So you may have been going through some rough times, and you may actually have really needed to get some help, even from outside forces, potentially even legal. So that could be your situation this month, or there's a summing up process of that. Because it's the first card here, I imagine that it will be early in the month that this energy will become more apparent. And also, there would just be a sense of you thinking about, your actions and their consequences, because obviously justice has that energy, even though there is like a divine sense of justice as well, because really at the end of the day, equality and all these things don't really exist. So we can try to seek justice, for some wrong done to us or others, but that act in itself is not always, it's hard. It's hard to really get a true, do you know what I mean? So whatever it is that you've lost, it often is irreplaceable. So, obviously having a justice system and a healthy one is really important. It is a sign of like a high society, having that. However, I have not been through any of these situations myself, but I would imagine that on some level it would be quite a frustrating situation, because obviously depending on what's happened, it can't be changed. So then interestingly, the next card we have, you Libra, is another card I would associate with you. So it's the Queen of Swords. So this is your air queen. Could be you. Even if you're not a feminine, it could be you. Just that you are taking on the more feminine energies from the swords. So the more intellectual feminine, which is that hardened feminine, very intelligent, not soft and caring, but someone who has actually been through some significant suffering and loss, and has actually gained a lot of wisdom through these experiences. So that is your crowning card for the month. So that is really, all about the mind and also the spirit energies for the month for you. And she is often linked with the divorcee or the widow. She has that kind of energy to her. So potentially here, having these two cards together, I do get the feeling that maybe you have been going through a divorce, because we have this Justice card and this Queen of Swords, who's known to be that figure. Or maybe you may be a widow and you're seeing some kind of justice from that situation. Maybe you've lost your loved one or something like that. I'm really sorry if this is the case. Then we have the Five of Swords for you. So another air card, which once again isn't the easiest card. It really is linked to like defeat and surrender, change, walking away period, even self-sacrifice, potentially self-sabotaging behaviors, underhandedness, deception, lack of communication and aggression, bullying, intimidation, abuse, violence, crime, so many horrible things here. Rape, murder, I'm not going to say that word because assault, standing up for yourself, victory, fighting back, overcoming challenges, serious conflict, hostility and stress. So it really does have a heavy energy, and having it here with these Queen of Swords and the Justice as your crowning cards for the month, it really makes me feel for you. I really hope that this month you will get your justice and for whatever it is that you have been going through. The next card we have here is the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is more on the emotional level. So this is flanking the central card here. And the Four of Cups is more to do with like just dissatisfaction. It can be like sadness, but it's generally that, you're not very happy with someone. Here it has two and they have their backs to each other. So yeah, so this could be the situation here with the Justice, is that there really is a situation where you're not getting along. Maybe you're not or haven't been talking to each other because of this situation with this Justice here. If this is like a divorce or something, or maybe even... So traditionally it is a card that is linked with regret, refusing offers, missed opportunities, stagnant situations, disillusion, focusing on the negative, potential like depression and boredom. Also, it is linked with meditation, dreaming and fantasizing. So, and also just retreating to stabilize yourself emotionally. So this could be what you're experiencing at the moment. And I think this month, this will be probably like the middle part of the month. But the next card we have is the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is a tricky card. So it is linked to like nightmares and headaches and just like anxieties and potential depression and just really not feeling great, especially mentally. So this card is also linked with this Justice here. So this situation is really draining you. So make sure that you do get the help and the rest that you need at this time. Then we have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is a lot more positive. It is suggesting that once you've gone through this hard period, you will be moving into calmer waters. You will get through this and you will be in a lot calmer, more peaceful place soon. So here it's around the middle of the month, maybe mid to late month. Which is interesting because the Mercury retrograde is currently going on, and about that mid to late in the month it will go direct, or at least stationary direct. Then we have the Two of Wands here for you. So this is a more positive card as well. Even though in this card it does suggest these two are kind of tussling a bit. So it is about like, it has that fiery energy to it. And it's very much about like expanding your life and stretching your abilities. So it's positive, but it's not passive. It's active. And this is here linked with this Nine of Swords. So you might even find that doing that, like going out for a walk, you know, movement. I don't know if you go to the gym or if you have a hobby that is active. But yeah, doing some kind of activity could really help your mental strain. And then that will also help with this other tension we have up there as well. The base of the matter card for you is the Ace of Swords. So we have a lot of swords for you this month, which I find really fascinating because once again, it's true sky Libra. So it's an air sign and the swords are the air suits. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 swords, five swords in the main suit. Wow, that's huge. And the Justice card as well. So the Ace of Swords is more about new ideas and new intellectual developments. So going through this situation and these nightmares and these anxieties and the depression, it will actually ignite new ideas. And, you know, because you'll be going through so much, you will learn so much through what you're going through that it might actually even, in some sense, teach you about things that you never had any idea about. You may even find that through going through such experiences, you might even, you know, feel inspired to help others, or you might just find that your experience in general can kind of inspire that, even if it's like writing or something like that. Then you have the Two of Cups. So this is generally a card of love. It's definitely about some kind of offer here, an emotional offer. It could be friendship. Here, however, I don't really see any character cards around, so I can't really tell you much more yet about this situation. However, it is linked here with the Justice. So maybe after going through this situation, maybe this love situation could be part of your healing journey. Someone new coming in, like you might meet someone during this process. The next cards I'm going to use are the Victorian Fairy Tarot, and on the bottom of the deck for you we have the Herald of Summer. So the Herald of Summer is like your Page of Cups. So once again, another card that is also linked to a potential love offer. Or it could be a child. Could be a child, say up to late teens, of the water signs or houses or significant water-ruled planets in their chart. So that is the shadow energy of that deck. And then having it with the Seven of Pentacles could indicate that there's like a new emotional opportunity in this. So the Seven of Pentacles is about learning about your resources and how to use them to grow more, like what is fruitful and what is not energy, you know, really analyzing. So maybe you might find that there's some kind of an emotional opportunity here, a real sense of growth in that. And you might even find that there's a big link there between, you know, your emotional, maybe inner child even, and the way that you spend your assets and resources, and that maybe there might even be like a bit of a healing going on there as well. Then for the Justice, to clarify, we have the Ace of Autumn, which is like your Ace of Pentacles. So this is a really positive combination. Having the Justice with the Ace of Autumn suggests there is new financial or resources coming in. And obviously this will be very helpful in you obtaining justice, but it could also be that the justice is that you will get these resources or finances that could be like your compensation for what you have gone through. Like I said earlier, though, you know, I understand that, you know, these things like loss or whatever it is that you've gone through. So to clarify the Queen of Swords, we do have the Three of Spring, which, so that the spring is like the wands in this tarot. So for the Queen of Swords with the Three of Wands is quite a positive combination. So it definitely brings that Queen of Swords energy up, and it does suggest that if this is you, the Queen of Swords, I'm not sure, or someone that you know, or something you're learning, the Three of Wands is linked with travel, and it's also linked with foreign lands, moving abroad. It's also got the energy of forward planning, foresight, self-confidence, freedom, success, happy about your choices and outcomes, hard work paying off, spreading your wings. You know, it has that kind of energy. See, in this image we literally have the bird spreading its wings, which is lovely. And also it can even be linked to like adventures and long distance travel or romance. And it has the energy of like fortune favoring the brave, overseas trades, expansion, and also growth. So really positive energy for this Queen of Swords. So that's really lovely. So even though there were some harsh energies that came out initially, we've got some really positive confirmations for those initial cards here. Then for the Five of Swords, we have the Fairy Bride. So the Fairy Bride is like your Lovers card. And in this deck, it does suggest that, like the Lovers, that there will be a really important choice this month, and that the choices you will have to make will have really different outcomes. So one could be something that you dearly treasure, and then another could be something that's maybe more practical kind of thing, and that you really need to be aware, because the Five of Swords does have that deceptive energy, and that, you know, really quite negative and harsh energy, even though it does have, there is a sense of victory, and that, you know, you need to fight back, that there is this conflict, and that you're going to overcome it. You know, it can have a deceptive energy as well. So be aware about this choice, because yeah, things might not be as they seem. That's the energy I'm feeling here with these two. Then for the Four of Cups, which was that kind of dissatisfied energy, we have the Awakening. So this is a very spiritual card. It's like your Judgment card, and it does have a spiritual component to it as well. So you may find that if you meditate or spend some time in like prayer or something, if you do that, it may be a really good antidote for this dissatisfied feeling, or this avoidance of this emotional situation that you aren't wanting to engage in. So try to like nourish yourself on spiritual levels if you can, and that should really help. Then with the Nine of Swords for the central card for you for the month, the clarification is the Magistrate. So the Magistrate is like your Hermit card. So this is suggesting that you should spend some time, like I said too just before about the meditation. So if you can spend some like quiet, peaceful, restorative, you know, stuff that really makes your nervous system calm. So that could be like, you know, taking a bath or going for a walk. Everyone's different, but try to get yourself into deep thinking and calm, because you will find that the solution to your problems will probably come from within. The Hermit is a very deep card. He's very wise, and it's very much about the inner journey and the search. So once you do that, you'll probably find that these nightmares and these harsh feelings may just dissipate for you. Then for the Six of Swords here, which was already saying, the next card was already saying that you were going to calmer waters, that this conflict was going to be ending. So that's a really positive card for you there, especially after quite a few harsh cards. You have the Two of Autumn to confirm it, and it's saying that yes, you will be going into calmer waters. However, be aware of your resources. Make sure that you are balancing your ins and outs and being resourceful, and just also being aware that life has ups and downs. So if you can save, and ultimately, you know, it's very much about feeling a bit overwhelmed in your choices, feeling like there's too much to juggle. So you just need to try and do your best, and just be aware of any like financial things you're going into at this time, any even partnerships potentially, because this could really affect your calm and this new place that you're going to here. Then to clarify the Two of Wands, we have the Nine of Spring. So this is like your Nine of Wands, which is a tricky card. It is saying that you are probably feeling quite guarded because you've been going through a lot, and you may be even quite exhausted, that things haven't worked out as you've planned them to. You're still very courageous and persistent, but there is some kind of battle weary here, and that, you know, you feel the need to fight. You have learnt from past failures, and you have that energy of, you know, the battle goes on kind of thing. So obviously be careful when it comes to that, you know, wary energy. Obviously I'm not saying don't fight on, obviously you need to here, but with the Two of Wands, that was about the expansive energies. But it also has an energy of, you know, that you need to make decisions on things, and that there may even be different ways that you could go. You're in a planning stage, and that maybe you might suddenly, you know, leave, or it can even be linked to like overseas travel as well, and a restless energy. And it also has, you know, a bit of a detached withdrawal kind of energy as well, and that potentially you are waiting, you know, it has that kind of energy as well, but also not the most content energy either. So having that, it sounds a little bit frustrating. And then obviously adding the 2 and the 9, which actually gives an 11. So it's actually not a 10, but, you know, it does add up to a lot. So yeah, so just be aware of that energy. And I'm guessing this is you. It could be someone that you, the person that you are trying to get justice from. Like, I don't really understand your situation, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. And sometimes things can go one way or go the other. Like, you might have to reverse roles and things like that. So then for the Ace of Swords, we have the Two of Summer. So this is like your Two of Cups. So you've had this card now twice in your main reading. So it's a significant card, the Two of Cups for you. So there is, as far as it looks, some kind of new love offer coming in. And here, it is interesting that it's to clarify the Ace of Swords. So this is about like the new ideas. And it is next to that Two of Cups. So, you know, these new ideas may even lead to you meeting someone new, or maybe someone new in your life might even inspire new ideas or something like that. And then to clarify the Two of Cups, the initial one that you got, we got the Sun. So another major arcana card, but a really positive one. So the Sun really illuminates anything it touches. It brings success, it brings victory, it brings favor, it brings celebration. So this Two of Cups, really positive. So even if it's not a partnership, it's just a friendship or a business relationship, this relationship is going to be really good. Having the Sun to confirm it. That other one it could be the same or it could be another one. So there might be two incoming offers or people coming in this month for you. One is with the Ace of Swords, it's very intellectual, and then the other one is with the Sun, which is very warm and loving. So the next cards I'm going to clarify with are actually the messages from the fairies. And on the bottom of the deck, this is the card that we got for you, is walk away, leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result. So that is fascinating because it does have that energy, this reading. You know, it had some negative cards at the beginning and then it kind of ended really positively. And even the clarifications for those cards were quite positive as well. So, okay, the first card, however, for you is birthday. A significant birthday holds the answer to your question. And this is to do with this Queen of Swords and the Three of Wands. That's the crowning card for you for the month. Then we have affirmations to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire. Use positive affirmations. This is for this central card, so about the nightmares, the mental anguish, and then the Magistrate. So this is the Hermit card, so it's that deep thinking solitary figure. So yeah, affirmations, maybe write them down, maybe say them or sing them or chant them or draw them or paint them. Then we have children. Your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. Wow. And this is for the Ace of Swords and the Two of Summer. So it looks like there are children involved in this situation, whether or not they actually exist yet. I can't tell you. You would know more. The next deck I'm going to clarify with is the Fairies Oracle, the Blind Shroud Fairies. And on the bottom of the deck for you, we have the Sage. So he is number 19. So this is the shadow energy for you for the month. He is linked to, very hermit-like, wisdom, higher knowledge, retreat, old age, and patience. Here we see wisdom and deep inner understanding. One of the keys of wisdom is to organize, integrate, and simplify one's thoughts. Complexity often leads to confusion. Simplicity is to be valued. This card signifies mental discipline informed by balanced learning and compassion. Tradition is valued, but appropriate change is accepted. The sage knows when to let go and when to move on. He knows when to retreat and think things over. He compassionately and wisely shares his knowledge with others, teaching by example as well as by precept. The scales of justice are balanced in the sage's hands. This card in a reading also signifies the need for deep consideration and refined judgment applied with compassion and mercy. So that is interesting. He had like a hermit energy and he also had the justice energy in there. Fascinating. Okay, the first one, however, for you is Fairies of the Future. That's your crowning card. The Topsy-Turvets, that's your central card. And then Fluff the Fluter, your base card. So the crowning card for you is the Fairies of the Future, and they represent be here now, guidance, and moving forward. So these are the fairies of a bright future and are essential companions on any journey. When these fairies appear, it is time to consider where we have been and where we wish to go. There are many opportunities, many potentials, but we must choose a path and then take realistic, practical steps to bring the desired future into being. This is not a time to wait for things to come to us, but to step forward boldly to meet them. We may do this alone if we wish, or in the company of those who share our goals and dreams. So this is linked to a significant birthday, the fairies of the future. So there's someone's birthday coming up that's really significant to you. Tell me in the comments if this is resonating, please. Tell me who. Then we have the Topsy-Turvets, the central cards. So these funny guys, and they are linked to change of viewpoint, fresh looks, and new ways of seeing. In a reading, the Turvets suggest that things need to be looked at from another angle. We need to get back off from our emotional entanglement and look anew. Much of the apparent confusion about the issue is caused by a faulty point of view. Get the opinions of honest others and then relook at your own. Defensiveness and denial may be causing much difficulty. Try imagining that you are looking at the situation from the point of view of each of the others involved. This is not an exercise in deciding how the other ought to see things, but in discovering how they really do. Words like, he ought to see that, are not useful at this time. If the Turvets card turns up and another point of view does not readily suggest itself, it may be useful to draw another card for further information. Or you might choose to do another reading, addressing that issue independently. Remember to pause to listen for hints from the Turvets themselves. They are the experts in the field. So that's interesting. And because we have this affirmations card, like maybe even these affirmations might really help you see things another way as well. Because we did have that underlying card of the 9 of Swords, which is quite a negative thinking card. And then also next to it here we had that 4 of Cups, which also has more of a negative feeling energy. So the last card we have here for you from the Fraud Fairies is Fluff the Fluter, number 58. And they represent being real, earthing, grounding, and centering. So breathe, ground, center. Maintain or recover sanity by staying earthed. Do this now. Important information is coming your way, but you can only receive it properly if your feet are on terra firma and your head is well connected to the rest of your body. So that's lovely, but interesting that this card here is connected to the children card. So there's something about children. Ground yourself. There's a connection to children here. Then the next cards I have for you are the fairy ring oracle. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the brownie, which is the 3 of spring. So the brownie is about pleasure and fulfillment that come from your home and family. So this is the shadow or underlying energy of the month for you. They are your security, the important bedrock on which you build the rest of your life, and the refuge from the vicissitudes of the world to which you return. Here lies true happiness. There may be family parties and celebrations in the offing, perhaps a reunion. So that's a possibility this month for you too. However, your cards are the Queen of Summer, the Elder Queen, and that is your crowning card for the month, which is interesting. I'm not sure where you are. Obviously, this is a general reading for True Sky Librans, and I don't know where in the world you are. If you want to tell me in the comments, go ahead. I love hearing from all of you. However, potentially, now that we have this crowning card of the Queen of Summer, you could be in summer right now. However, the central card is the King of Winter, Gwyn ap Nudd. Potentially, you could also be in the winter. So currently, the world is basically at that winter-summer paradigm. Then we have the 9 of Summer, which is Jenny Green Teeth, and that is your base of the matter card today for the month. So the crowning card, the Queen of Summer, is the Elder Queen, and she actually appears indicating grace, warmth, protection, kindness, strength, and help from a friend. She may also denote the success of a venture. This was linked to the fairies of the now, the fairies of the future, and they were linked to a significant birthday coming up. It may indicate a real person in your life, a mature woman who is forthright, open, honest, practical, energetic, helpful, and generous. She will probably have a welcoming, well-kept home. That's interesting with the home aspect, because we did have that underlying energy with the brownie, which was all about your home and family being of significant importance right now. The central card, however, is our King of Winter, Gwyn ap Nudd, and he represents the king of the underworld, indicating deeply buried secrets, things hidden, concealed fears, suppressed feelings, self-imposed restrictions, or bondage to the past. Something unresolved might be surfacing from your subconscious mind to affect the present. He may even be a real person in your life at this time, a mature or elderly man of some influence who is very sober and serious, intellectual and cerebral, but impersonal and detached. So this is linked with the topsy-turvets energy here. And then we have the base of the matter card for you is Jenny Green Teeth. She indicates danger and uncertainty. Some pitfall or hazard lies in your path. Something that appears secure has a deceptive appearance. A wolf in sheep's clothing may fool you. So be aware of those energies. Please don't let this happen to you. If this is, there's so many scammers out there now, even in the tarot community. I don't like to send bad energy out there, but it has happened to me in the past when I've paid for a reading and I didn't receive it. And in fact, they solicited me for more money to do like rituals and stuff. And I never even received the initial. So I just didn't I didn't continue with them. But yeah, there's a lot of scammers out there in the world, and I mean, the world is a crazy place, as we all know. So just be careful of those energies. And also, we do have Neptune going with we do have currently Mercury retrograde. The Mercury retrograde, which does bring that trickster type of energy element into things, because obviously Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and then being in that form with the retrograde, it can bring energies from the past back. That is true, but it can just kind of shift energies that make it a bit confusing. And you've got to be really aware of like signing contracts, or often car troubles, or technical technology issues. There's lots of things that happen in Mercury retrogrades. However, we also have Neptune going retrograde this month, and that will be many months. So that's a lot longer retrograde. That will be, I think, up until near the end of the year. So obviously Neptune in a retrograde would bring very confusing energies. The negative side of the Neptune energies, if you wanted to look into that, so very deceptive, illusionary energies there, potentially even like addictive energies. Like I said with that person, what they did with me, they made what they were giving seem so I don't know, the way that they worded it all, it was very like I guess being groomed, like using all the language, and yeah, but I never actually received the reading, and it was quite expensive. So anyway, I'm not going to call them out because I mean, yeah, you know, we learn these things. And I believe the account just disappeared after that anyway. And it was probably just, that's what happens, because they probably did it to too many people and someone said something. Yeah, so anyway, the next deck I'm going to pull from is the Fairy Tale Lenormand. And on the bottom of the deck, we have for you the clouds, which I do find really interesting because it is a card of worries and fears, and even that potential like depression energy, which we have had those energies come up for you a little bit this month, with the 9 of Swords. And then we also had like the 4 of Cups. And then we also had, I mean, there was some conflict with the 5 of Swords as well. And just the energies, I guess, in general with the Queen of Swords. However, she has gained wisdom through going through her situation. So the clouds, interestingly, though, however, the first card we have for you for the month is the Garden. Lovely, really positive card. And this is to clarify the Elder Queen. So how beautiful. I do have an elder tree in my garden here, even though it's only a couple of years old. I have grown elder before, and I've grown it for many years in a previous garden. And we have the key for your central card, which is linked to Gwyn ap Nudd. And then we have the birds for Jenny Greenteeth. Oh my goodness. So the clouds with the Garden signifies that there is some kind of deception here. The combination of those energies, there's deception to the public. So the Garden is linked to public spaces and like social life. And there's some confusion in your social life at this time. So that is interesting here. That we do have that energy. And then also the clouds with the key says that there is confusion around newfound freedoms to find a solution out of the confusion. So to me, that's really interesting because we do have this Gwyn ap Nudd figure, and he is this king of the underworld. And then you've got this key, which to me is like almost like you're unlocking something. You've got the key, you know, you have that thing that will let you pass to the next, you know, through that doorway to the next like dimension kind of thing. So that is really interesting. Obviously, it will also have energies as well. With the garden, for example, it's more linked to revelations about the public or public life or a public discovery. So there's something that you're discovering at this time. Whereas the key with the birds is more about the worries of opening up, anxiety about this revelation. And so the birds with the clouds has more the energy of gossip, creating the confusion, and worry, creating the confusion. So yeah, the birds card is definitely linked with gossip. And then the fact that it was to clarify this Jenny Greenteeth, which was kind of talking about a potential scammer or you know, some dishonest dealings. So be aware that there may be some kind of gossip this month that so this is linked with the new ideas. Oh, the potential love offer, children, Fluff the Fluter, Jenny Greenteeth, and the birds. So wow. So I don't know if this love offer is going to be genuine or not by the looks of it. However, it looks like there might be more than one love offer. So one of them may not be, one of them may be. However, one of them looks like it's linked with children. However, having the Sun card to confirm the other one does not mean that there is not children involved there too, because the Sun is a very fertile card, and often in the Sun card there is often a child present, so it does have that child energy as well. So yeah, this is your reading for the month of July. And if you wanted more clarification, if you wanted me to pull some more cards on certain aspects of the reading or anything like that, let me know in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. I really don't want this channel to be a channel where like I charge money for extra readings. However, I'm not really wanting to do personal readings. I'm more interested in doing these general readings. But yeah, if you really are needing some more clarification, I could possibly do that too. Yeah, so for Libra for the month of July, we have some interesting alignments this month that may be significant for you. Obviously, you would have to look at your own personal chart to really clarify where things are happening for you. However, we do have currently Venus has moved into True Sky Leo, and it's going to conjoin the South Node. So because they are in Leo, they could be sextiling your Libra placements, depending on what you have. And this could bring someone that maybe you've had a love for, or some kind of love situation. It could even be a past life love into your life. There could be some kind of energy like that coming in this month. That could be for you. However, the North Node is trining, or could be trining, your Libra placements. So to me, it's kind of suggesting that the now is more important than the past. Yes, there might be this potential love thing coming in that has like a past life resonance, and maybe you could grow with that. There is opportunity. It's a sextile, but the North Node is a trine, so it's a lot stronger. So there might be something that's actually more relevant to now, more in the now, more present. That might be a better option. Then we also have we do have Pluto in True Sky Capricorn, so that could be squaring your Libra placement or placements. So that could be bringing some of this. I mean, we had the King of the Underworld here. We've had some harder energies, some challenging kind of transformative energies in this reading, which, you know, Pluto is all about that. It's a very transformative journey and it can be rough. A square from Pluto can be really rough. Then we also have currently the Sun and we have Mercury, which is retrograde in true sky Gemini. So they could be trining your Libra placement or placements. And that would be more of a positive energy, which we did actually have the Sun card come up for us today, which I do think is interesting, considering the Sun is still in true sky Gemini. And then also with the Mercury retrograde, just be aware of the retrograde until nearing the end of the month. And then depending on what else you've got going on in your chart, you could have a look at your transits and things. But anyway, that is, I hope you have a fantastic month ahead. And if you've made it this far, if you could, and you got anything out of the reading, like, comment and or subscribe, even share the reading. That would be fantastic. If you have already, thank you so much. I'm really grateful for all the wonderful likes and comments and subscribes and shares that have been going on here, and I'm really grateful for the little growing channel that I have. And I'll be back again soon with another reading, so thank you. Bye.